Good morning. My name is Belinda and welcome to episode 5 of Belinda's Baubles. This is my August 2023 episode. Today is August 20th and it is my daughter and son-in-law's anniversary. Happy anniversary. I know this will go up after their anniversary and they may not watch it, but I know the grandkids will. So, I'm a bit out of practice. I'm a bit distracted. I apologize. Let's see what we can do today. It's been about 5-6 weeks since I did an actual podcast. Last month in July, I did Christmas in July, so I was doing daily vlogs. So I needed a little bit of a break afterwards. It was a lot of fun, an amazing time. I hope you like the content. If you haven't had a chance to look at it, go back and, just thumb through some of the episodes. Not everybody is into the daily vlogs, but it gives you a chance to kind of get to know me and my family a little bit better, and just go on some adventures with us. Last month was my birthday, Seaver's birthday, our vacation, and we definitely traveled more than we usually do and got out and about quite a bit. And it gives you a chance to see a little bit about Fort Worth, Texas, here where we live, as well as we drove to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for a family reunion. Then up into Jefferson, North Carolina to visit with my aunt and uncle. And just everywhere in between. Because that was, to give you kind of an idea if you're not in the United States, going from where we live in Texas to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina on the East Coast. If we drove straight, that would have been a 17-18 hour drive. And then we drove another 5 hours up into the mountains after we left the beach. And then we came back. So if we were in Europe, we probably would have gone across Europe, or at least quite a bit of it. And we had a great time. In episode 4, I also announced, I guess I should get back. I am so out of practice and out of whack on this. I did a birthday giveaway, or announced a birthday giveaway in episode 4. And so we're going to take care of that in this episode. I'll go over some of the things that I got this last month, since it was my birthday and vacation. I got a little bit of extra stuff that I probably wouldn't have gotten otherwise. I did not get as much knitting and crocheting done as I expected, due to editing, traveling, sitting and staring at the ocean, that type of stuff. So that was another reason I kind of waited a couple of weeks past when I normally would podcast before I did anything, because I really didn't have much of anything to show you. This has been, July into August has been so hot here in Texas. I know it's hot in a lot of places, but we're still in the 100-degree Fahrenheit every day. And there is no relief in sight. We have no idea when that's going to start coming down. We haven't seen rain in a few months. Everything's, you go out on the highway, you don't see green grass, you see brown grass. Only place you see green grass is in the neighborhoods. For those that are actually out there watering, I have brown grass. And there's a lot, you're only allowed to water a couple of times a week. So there's the weather report. There's a little bit of what's been happening. And let's just get into it. I know everybody's kind of, I don't know who's excited, who's not. But in episode 4, I asked anyone that wanted to participate in the Christmas in July giveaway for my birthday and Seaver's birthday to comment happy birthday down below. And I gave a lot of reminders and everything, but I only had 10 people enter. So if you entered, you have a pretty good chance. I know there were some issues with commenting, and I apologize. It was something to do with YouTube, but once that was fixed and I opened comments up with no restrictions whatsoever, I know people were able to comment, and I kept going over onto Instagram and into the daily vlogs and reminding everyone. So I'm assuming this is everybody that wanted to enter. Figured I'd use my summer hat. I wrote down all 10 names on pieces of paper. I think I've jumbled them up enough. So let's go ahead and get the drawing done. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. At J Paradise 6326. I don't know if it's supposed to be J Paradise or not. Oh, where we go? There we go. All right, Jay. Congratulations. If you could please either message me on Instagram. If you're not on Instagram, you can send me an email at belindasbaubles at gmail.com. All the information on how to contact me is down below in the show notes. I do have show notes with all the information as to what we're going to be going over. And can you tell the caffeine is starting to kick in, because I'm starting to feel a little bit more with it. But congratulations, Jay. I guess I should show you what you've won. All right. It's a Christmas in July bag that I made. Not professional. It's a sock size, snap closure with a little gnome handle. And since this was part of the Christmas in July, I also made some stitch markers. These are just some snacky stitch markers. There's some progress keepers and stitch markers, so crocheting and knitting. And where am I at? There I am. Some summer drinks. And why can't I get to it? Okay, here we go. A Belinda's Baubles. Be still. Stitch marker with my new logo. Also, since this was part of the Christmas in July, I picked up a few things, not very many along the way, but I've got 3 stickers here. A Fort Worth Stockyards. Where am I? Direction? There we go. Fort Worth Stockyards. West Jefferson, North Carolina. A coffee mug with the mountains. An Arkansas Yarn Co. Those were all stops. And each of those places has their own day or episode in the Christmas in July. And a little piece of Texas here. One of the episodes of Christmas in July was looking back at us going to Texture Farm, back in November for their Christmas gathering. We went with my cousin, Shauna, the grandkids, Shauna's mom, and just had a great time. All Christmas themed and everything. Got to see the alpacas. So again, that's in one of the days in Christmas in July. But this is a mini, and this is from Tobias, one of the alpacas there at Texture Farm. And it's 100% alpaca, machine spun, 70 yards, 10 ounces, worsted 2-ply, and it is so soft. This could make some really great cuffs for some mittens, or add it for some accent into a shawl, or whatever you want to do to have fun with it. Maybe if you're a crocheter or amigurumi little something. But go ahead and get in touch with me, Jay, and I will get this in the mail to you. All right. I do love this print. Give you another idea. All this knitting, crocheting. I had this printed up for me a while back. Okay. First thing on my list is done. All right, let's keep going, because I've got a lot to get through, being way too long since I podcast last. So bear with me. I'm going to get my computer out. Can you tell I've been having fun with stickers? And this isn't even all of them. I have yarn shop ones in front of me from Juju Knits on the Lamb Yarn Shop, and my Little Drop of Wonderful from Allie with Little Drops of Wonderful is all sitting here staring at me. Okay, so you guys are here for the crocheting, the knitting, the fiber goodness, and hopefully for me waffling on and talking, because that's going to happen too. So what are we going to do first? Finished objects. I have one. Count me here. One finished object. So back to the regular programming. This is my Scrappy Granny Tee. It is by Emily Marie Davies, and I will have a link to my Ravelry page down below. I will show you a picture of all the yarn that I was putting in it, and here is what I have left from all that yarn. I did a pretty good job of busting through quite a bit of yarn. I mean, that's it. Move it over to the side here. And I love this. It is so comfortable. It fits well. And I just love all the colors. And I can't wait to wear it out more. I can't wait for it to get cool enough so I can wear it out more, even though I will have it on today. I will take a picture today and post it in here. This side, thank you. I'll put it over here, a picture of me wearing it out and about today, so that you can see the way that I did this was I used, I think it was about 10, maybe 10, 12. I can't even remember how many different yarns. And I just went through and I ran out of some of them and had to use bits and pieces down here at the bottom. But I matched it up as good as I could, so I don't really think it's noticeable. And it was a lot of fun. I don't like sewing. I've told y'all I don't like sewing. Weaving in the ends are the same thing, but I'll show you a picture of all the ends. There were a lot of ends because there was, 2 ends for each stripe. But I did find, I kept crocheting over top of my beginning and ending yarn. So I had them together. So weaving didn't take me anywhere near as long as I thought it would, because I took those 2 yarns together and wove them in. And you have to really be looking to see any kind of a line down the back. I think it did pretty good. I think I did pretty good, and I'm happy with it anyways. This is all minis and scraps and just little bits and pieces of everything. There's just so many. There's just so many. If you go to my Ravelry page, I think I listed all the different dyers because this is all hand dyed. So again, my one finished object. So we can go on to the next part now. I told you I did not get that much knitting and crocheting. A lot of the trip I was driving, or Sam drove some. Seaver drove more than he's driven in his adult life, and he did a great job. But, I'm mom. I'm holding on, so I'm not knitting as good, or I'm betting my tension would have been way off. But that's just being a mom, I think. So we have finished objects. So new construction. Let me show you what I've cast on. And I've done a lot of casting on. A lot of it you won't even see because I have also spent the last 5-6 weeks casting on, frogging, casting on, frogging, casting on, frogging more. I could hear gribbit, gribbit, gribbit in the background like crazy. And it was nothing to do with the patterns. It was all to do with my brain. I don't know if my brain is heat fried, menopause brain, or just what? I could not concentrate to follow patterns very well. So I have been doing a lot of very simple patterns, not because I can't do more complicated patterns, but because my brain just couldn't wrap around it. And some of these are patterns that I'm going to go back to. This started with me probably back in May, and it has just continued on through the summer. So let's see, what have I got where for new construction? Yes. The Raina Shawl by Nora Backlund. This I have made. Okay, this is a story in itself. If you go through, or if you followed me during Christmas in July, you will have seen this yarn quite a bit, because it traveled with me quite a bit because I got it at Arkansas Yarn Co. It's some of her yarn, so this was also an acquisition this month. Sorry about that, my nose was just itching like crazy. This is Feels Like Summer from Arkansas Yarn Co. Some of her squishy. And this yarn has been cast on at least 3 or 4 times. But I'm very happy with it, what's happening with it now. I started out with rainbows in shawl. I really want rainbows in shawl. And I cast it on 3 times and I kept messing it up, which is ridiculous because it is just a few rows repeat, and I could not keep track of where I was. Even with my little clicker, what I use to keep track of what row I'm on. And this is one of my yarn bags made by my mom, Donna, one of my Christmas presents. She makes such beautiful bags, and I may be able to talk her into making a few for sale eventually, but she sells them locally. I use a baseball clicker is how I keep track of my what row I'm on, and I have those with all my projects. So I just kept knitting, rip back, knitting, rip back, knitting, rip back. So I've always wanted to do a Raina shawl. So I figured, okay, let's try this. And I am loving it. Here's the front. Here's the back. It's so fully reversible. There's enough of a lace pattern for some great interest. And then all the garter. It's a triangle shape, which I love triangle shapes. And it will be just nice and light, which is what I need here in Texas most of the time. And the color, I mean, that is true to color. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Okay, so a lot of the patterns I'm showing you today are actually free on Ravelry. And it wasn't anything intentional because I've also been buying patterns as they've been going on sale over the summer. So it's not that I don't have paid for patterns. These just were the ones that were speaking to me. So, new construction number 1. Then I have been participating in the strawberry shortcake make-along that's hosted by Little Drops of Wonderful and Allie. And I am making strawberry shortcake socks. And they are in here somewhere. Ooh, I actually guessed right. This is a bag by Alex with My Yarny Corner. I won it a while back. Has on the back, she sells these in her shop from time to time, procrastinator. A procrastinator is a noun, of course, and it refers to a person too awesome to consider any activity other than crafting. Can be drawn out of their lair with promises of chocolate and trips to the craft store. So me. So, let me get in here. Okay, might as well show you this. So we're going to have some of my acquisitions because I did not wait to use them. I got this also at Arkansas Yarn Co. And okay, it's got it on here, so I can do this. Lemon Wood 2023. And I absolutely love this yarn carousel. Let's see if I can show you all the detail work in there. It's got some little flowers in there. A leather handle that comes off. And just to put your skein on and off, I'm just opening up this and pulling it off. And it goes on and off there. But this is Hank Me Home Tonight. And I'm not remembering the colorway. Give me a second. I need to get into Ravelry here, because brain is not doing what it should. I've at least got it pulled up so I can get to it quickly. Ah, yes. Brick Tamland is the color. Then I'm also using leftover. This was a Christmas present from Sam. Yeah. Just leftover black commercial yarn. And again, I'm having trouble following patterns, right? Uh-huh. I also went off track and used too large of needles, so I got quite a bit along the way here. Doesn't that look like little strawberries? And realized this is way too big for me. So, I haven't ripped it back yet, but I started over. And I've got these cute little strawberry stitch markers. Again, from Arkansas Yarn Co. You've got to go over and see that out and about video if you want to see all the goodness and fun stuff that I did there. Okay. So, this is where I'm at again, now that I'm back on track. And these fit. I have my floats going. But just these simple little design, and it does look like strawberries. So those are the strawberry shortcake socks, and this is by Antonia Stonell. Yeah, Antonia Stonell. Hopefully I'm saying that close to right. And again, a free pattern on Ravelry. Now she only shows one size, which I think is a 64 stitch count. I'm not sure. But she has instructions in there on how you can make it larger or smaller. But for a free pattern, I'm not going to gripe about it. And a free color work pattern, I'm definitely not going to gripe about it. So, second cast on that also saw frogs. Because I have been ripping. Okay. So, another one I've ripped back and started over. And here, I moved it. Okay. Is my Summer Secret Crop by Jessie Made Designs. Again, a free pattern. I've never tried any of the Jessie Made design patterns, so I figured this was a good intro into it. And of course, I was seeing everybody else making them all over the YouTube podcast I've been watching in all different sizes. And with the heat here in Texas, I figured, you know, maybe I don't need so much sweaters as I need tank tops that I can put underneath other things, layer them or not. And I had been wanting to experiment with some cotton linen yarn. I have never worked with a linen yarn, and I wanted to give it a try. On the Lamb Yarn Shop had some on sale, so I may have, yeah. This was the start of my secret summer crop. This was way too big. So I still have to pull this out. I had also started it with single ply, or just holding it with one strand. And with the linen, and since I'm not familiar with it, I was concerned about how see-through this was making it too. So I went down from a size extra large to a size large, and I'm loving how this is turning out. The yarn is Queensland Collection Brighton Beach Premium Cotton and Linden Blend. It is probably a sport weight. It's not really a DK, it's not really a sport weight, it's not even fingering, because it goes up and down quite a bit in how thick it is. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. It changes quite a bit. Gets super thin at times, gets super thick at others. So I figured that might work really well with a tank top. But this is 328 yards to 100 grams. And it is 45% linen, 35% cotton, 20% acrylic. So, sorry, dogs are in the backyard barking. And it has such beautiful bits of color going through there. I love the red, the gold with the turquoise background. And get my ribbing down a little bit. Now that I'm going with it, I'm really going with it. And I can't wait to see, it's linen, so it's tough and rough. I am holding it double, like I said, because I want to have it not see-through. And with this being the first tank, everybody's that I'm talking to is making multiples, it seems like. So I'm like, okay, this could be a really good basic pattern for me to, change up straps, add, subtract to. I really like having basic go-to patterns that I can play with, because, I don't usually follow the pattern 100%. I usually do a little something with it, and I've got my little strawberry marker on here too. But it's just, straight knitting right now. So I'm getting quite a bit done. This will take me probably a couple of skeins with me holding it double and everything, but I did treat myself to 4 skeins. What I'm hoping to do is just use a couple of skeins on this and make a little jacket or shawl or something to go with it, to be able to, put across the top. Throw this underneath a jean jacket in the winter with a shawl, or, just have some fun with it. Also with this red, I figure it'll look great with my cardigan I made. So, yes, I'm making all sorts of plans for wearing it, and I'm not even done with it. Okay, so, and this was one of the bags that I made I've got information about all of this a few episodes ago, I think. Okay. It's just one of my dodgy bag. Okay, this is a fun one, huh, guys? So, I'm about 30 minutes in, and I'm not anywhere near as far along as I need to be. Okay, so, actually, that's all with my new construction, believe it or not. The Raina shawl, strawberry shortcake socks, and the summer secret crop. It just feels like I cast on a lot more, but because I cast on each of those projects anywhere from 2 to 4 times. Other than the Raina shawl, I just cast it on once. I cast the yarn on 3 times prior. Okay. So, I'm going to put this in new construction just to show you. When I was going through, I had a flood downstairs where all my yarn was. Another episode. So I moved everything up here to the craft room, spare bedroom. Seaver's old bedroom, hence green walls. But I found some vacation projects from about 10 years ago when we were on the East Coast. And this is by Nancy Designs. It's a 1992, but it's from the Eastern National Park, and I got a couple of these. This is Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, counted cross stitch lighthouse. And I've got this one, and I've got Bodie Island lighthouse. They're both black and white. So I'm going to be getting one of these out and started making them. I figure with the black and white and everything, it looked great on the wall right behind me. And I haven't done any cross stitch in a while. So that's going to be getting started quickly. So I'm going to put it under new construction to a degree. So I've had crochet, knitting, future cross stitch, and I've actually got some sewing coming up, but that's in acquisitions. I'll show you what I've bought and my plans for it. So next, in the works. For Christmas in July, I cast on the Litmus Cow. And I knew I wasn't going to get all the way through it. I know me. I was expecting that I would get a little bit further through it than what I have, but it's not anything that I'm going to be wearing anytime soon, hence the weather. So I'm just keeping at it. But I did get some done. So I've got 1, 2, I'm on my 3rd stripe. And these are 20 gram minis. Let's see here. Go back to my brain here for a second. Sorry. Yeah, 20 gram minis. The main color is Cascade Yarn Heritage Sock in Smoked Pearl. This is so soft. I love how this works up. And then all of the minis are Charming You Lush Sock. And this is from last Halloween. I believe, one of her packs called No Monster Minis. And they are just all such beautiful, bright colors. And I just have them in my Christmas in July dodgy bag. And it's working out pretty good because this is what's left from this stripe here. So the way that I did my last litmus cow is I cast on more stitches. In fact, I cast on 150 stitches. And this is a free pattern on Ravelry. And with casting on 150 stitches, I don't make it as long so that it can become a shawl. And that's the way I really prefer. I can still wrap it around my neck a few times if I really want it up close and to me. But most of the time I wear it just across my shoulders, dip down in the back, and it even works at work and out and about. So my one I made last summer, I guess it was, I wear that more than anything else that I have ever knitted or crocheted. So I wanted another one, and I wanted bright colors. And I'm just grabbing them out because all these yarns are going to look great together. But I'm doing 10 rows with the main color and 16 rows with the contrast minis. And I'm just keeping going until I should be able to get each of these at least striped twice before I run out of my main color. And that's what I used to decide on the length last time, and it worked perfectly. So hopefully the same thing will happen here. All the information on my cast on amounts and the row counts that I'm doing is on my Ravelry page, and I do have that link down below. Okay, so let's keep moving. I'm sorry, it's going to be a long one. And vanilla socks. Are they in here too? Yes, vanilla socks are in here too. I'm doubling up a little bit. Not because I need to, but I somewhat have a finished object. I have one vanilla sock done. Okay, so this is just a vanilla sock hodgepodge. And I'm going to go over here. Sorry. Again. Gotta love the brain. Sam had requested a sock weight yarn. All I've ever done for him are DK, and same for Seaver. And it's not that they have huge feet, but they have man feet. And there's a big difference between a size US 10 men's foot and a size 5 US women's foot. Theirs takes up twice as much time and yarn. So I had been using Kay Jones's butterfly heel. That is the heel I love to use for making things, but my feet swell, Sam's feet swell, and we just needed more through the gusset area. So I have gone back to just doing a heel flap and gusset for him, and it was nowhere near as bad as I remembered. I had a really hard time, and I'm you know, I've got my one side here that's not so pretty. And the one side that I'm very proud of. But, you know, picking up the stitches and everything was nowhere near as bad as the last time I tried it, because this was the heel that I started with. And it's been 2 years since I've done one, and it really does amaze me when I go back and I see how much easier things have become as I've branched out more and more in my knitting journey. So, the heel and the cuff, this is Cascade Yarn Heritage Sock, which is what I prefer to use for salmon seaver anyways. It's a good workhorse yarn. Seaver hasn't been able to put a hole in his socks yet that I've made out of it. But it's also super soft. This is it just in gray. I got it at Cotton Mill Yarns during the yarn crawl. And then this is Wisdom Yarn Saki Silk. I love the striping. And I got it at Cynthia's Corner on a yarn crawl a couple of years ago. And it does have a little bit of silk in it. And it should be really strong as far as for the sock, because I had a hard time breaking the yarn. You know, I'll try breaking it and everything. And I had to get the scissors out because I just could not break it. So this is colorway 301 Shadowscape. And see if I can get you a good representation. Yeah, that actually, there we go. That gets the best lighting on it. And this way he'll have a pair of socks that he can wear either under slacks or with jeans or whatever, even with dress shoes, which is what he was wanting to have. And for the toe, I have done Kay Jones's umbrella toe. I love the decreases on it. And I had it in one of her other patterns, sock patterns. So, and this is a 64, yeah, I cast on 64 stitches. And I am using a US 2 2.75. And I know a lot of people like to use much smaller needles, but I really do like the yarn and the fabric I get, or the fabric I get from just using a US 2. And then I can do a 64 stitch count, and it's plenty big. Okay. So, another bag out of the way. I have all my bags off to the side of me here on the bed so that I can kind of work my way through them. I got the Antique Flora sweater by Wool and Pine, which is my Christmas sweater I'm working on. I'm doing the Christmas sweater across the year, kind of work through to be able to have it by Christmas with Allie with Little Drops of Wonderful. This was something that she had put out there, and I was wanting to try a colorwork sweater, and so this was perfect timing for me. So this is my first colorwork sweater, and I'm very happy with how it's turning out. Even the floats aren't too bad. They're not great, but they're not too bad. And this pattern is to die for. It is just so gorgeous. Okay, so I've gotten all the way through the color work for the body, and now I am just working on Body Island, or Body Continent for me. Oh, excuse me. And because the color work came all the way underneath the chest area, it really isn't that far because, you know, whenever you put it on, it's already down here. So I probably have about another four to six, about another 4 inches before I get into the ribbing. So it's not really that bad. Then I love the construction on this because the color work also goes down the sleeves to about elbow area. So once I get done with the nice restful time, then I go back and do color work for the sleeve. It'll get my interest going again. And I'm still deciding, and probably won't make up my mind until I get done with that color work, how long I want to make the sleeves. More than likely, I will go ahead and make it fully long sleeve, because here in Texas, if you're going to put a sweater on, you actually need a sweater. There's not that much mid-range. So I'm probably going to go with long sleeves on it. But I'm enjoying picking this back up. My goal is just to have it ready for Christmas. But I still keep debating back and forth on the short sleeves because I had to wear a t-shirt last year for Christmas because it was so hot. So all the information on the different yarns I'm using are going to be on my Ravelry page. I have all that information. I've gone over it a few times, so I'm not going to go over it again today. But the information is there, or if you're not on Ravelry and you want more information, just send me an email or message me on here. Let me know. Okay. That's it? Really? Did I do the, what's in here? Oh, yeah. I didn't count this one because I ripped it back. This was another project I started and ripped back. Okay, let's admit it. Might as well go over into confessions. Because I have ripped myself over or frogged myself over into confessions. So, this gorgeous teal, there we go, into red and everything. This is Concept by Katia, Polynesia Gradient. And this is color 305. Exciting, huh? But Katia Yarns, I believe, has decided that it's not doing them any good to send over to the U.S. and other parts of the world. It says here this was out of Barcelona, Spain. I was thinking they were Italian. I'm not sure Italy or Spain, but yeah, made in Italy, but they're in Spain. But they've decided to just stick close to home. So I figured if I was going to try something like this, I was going to try it now. Plus with it being on sale, because this yarn feels a bit out of my price range. But it's 56% cotton, 22% linen. I'm getting back into the linen because I want to, and 22% viscose. I'm wanting to get into the linen because I've heard all about the properties of linen when it comes to how cool it can be and everything. So this again will be a tank top, and it's 721 yards, 200 grams. So, but again with the linen, it goes from fairly thick to super thin. So I'm still trying to figure out which pattern, and I may end up doing the secret summer crop, or I may end up doing something else with it, because I've got plenty here to make a tank top. The decision is whether or not to do something lace. I wasn't happy with how it was coming out, and so I figured I'll work with the other linen top first, find out after I've soaked it and everything how it's going to react, and then I'm going to come back to this. So that's actually part of confessions, because during the month of July, I did visit 3 yarn shops. I visited on the Lamb Yarn Shop here in Grapevine, which is the local yarn shop that I go to the most. Then I also went to Arkansas Yarn Co. in Malvern, Arkansas. And I went there before the Arkansas Yarn Crawl, because I went there on the way to vacation and visited with Lori and the other ladies. I had a great time. Then on the way back from vacation, I jumped in on the Arkansas Yarn Crawl, but I only went to one shop. It was an adventure. It was a frustrating day. But it was our last day on the road, and we were all tired and cranky, and Seaver forgot his wallet at the hotel in Tennessee, and we were having to figure out what we were going to do. So he got his wallet back, but it was a bit of an ordeal. So I went to Knit Unto Others in Arkadelphia, Arkansas, and I yarned over. On the Arkansas Yarn Crawl, that is whenever you only go to one shop. So that's the one shop I got my credit for, turned in my passport and everything. And Seaver and I did a video there. So those were my 3 shops that I went to. Got my bag. And got some goodies in here. So at Knit Unto Others, I met Claire. And I did a video again during Christmas in July. And this is from the Arkansas Yarn Crawl. They had 6 locations participating. And really close to 3 of them were on my way, but I knew me and how long I would have stayed in there, and we wanted to get home. But I'm finding more and more, I really haven't gone, I've gone through Arkansas, but I've never actually gone and visited Arkansas. And it's not that far. Coming up, Lori is having her first A Weekend with Friends fiber retreat. I don't know if she has any more spots available for this year, because this is coming September 7th through the 10th, so it's just in a couple of weeks. I think she's full for this year. You can check with her if you have any interest. But she's already booked the same time period for next year, and she's already, I think they're already starting to take reservations for the following year. All right, that was just my lemon wood. There you go. All right, so talked about all of those. Can start putting goodies back in the bag so I know where I've gone with it. I did a little bit of shopping also just in the store I work at with school supplies. School starting up and everything. I have found, pardon my reach, that the kids get some really cool stuff for. So I found some pins. These are all just $1 or $2 around that time. But they were probably about $2 a piece. Isn't that cute though? It says "You are magical." Then all the little strawberries on that pin. And these little backpack, what are they calling them? They're just calling them mini backpack charms. I fell in love with these. I got 2. Figured they'd be great to attach for notion pouches onto my project bags. Right now I am using the little monster to hold all of the stitch markers I have been making. Oops. All sorts of bee charms, summer drink charms, and lots of the Belinda's Baubles. Where am I at? There we go. There we go. All right. The Belinda's Baubles stitch markers and progress keepers. I've ordered some business cards. Getting myself a little bit more together and everything, because next month in September is the DFW Fiber Fest. And I am going to go hang out there on Sunday, help some of my friends with their booths. I'm just going to be running errands and things. But I'm also going to take you guys along with me, do some recording. I've already asked if it's okay. And just wander through there with you. If any of you happen to be there, come up and recognize me or anything, I will have Belinda's Baubles stitch markers with me. Just ask me for one. I'll be happy to give you one. But, so that's coming up. I had figured after doing Christmas in July, I probably won't do the daily vlogs, but maybe once a year. Christmas in July is special to me, and I've done a whole day on that, and it has a special place in my heart. Plus, it's my birthday month, so that's probably about the only time I'm going to do daily vlogs. So I do though like doing out and abouts. So my goal going forward is to keep going with the once a month podcasting for now, and then doing at least one out and about each month. This month it was mine and Sam's 25th anniversary, so he treated me to a night at a friend's Airbnb, and I recorded some of our time there and the Airbnb, and I'm editing that right now, so it'll be up sometime this next week, along with information about it. It's out in between Weatherford and Springtown here in Texas, so it's just a 45-minute drive, but it is such a gorgeous setting. It's a tree house. It's not very far off the ground, but it is considered a tree house. It's the closest you're going to get to a description for it. You've got to see it. Okay. All right, back to this. So this is the other little backpack charm. Something else I found there, though, you know, the old snap bracelets. It's also a ruler. So I'm always looking for my rulers or for whatever. And this works out great for socks with that curved edge, sticking it in there to be able to check how far along you are. I'm really liking these. I got a couple of those. The other one's a slime looking one that goes with my monster. And then I also picked up a few goodies from Arkansas Yarn Co. Just some little sweater hat tags. They were only $2.50 each with the faux leather. I got a few different colors. And an Arkansas Yarn Co. wooden, see if you can see it there. Oh, there we go. Little wooden logo sweater. It has a metal clasp on it so that can go onto a project bag decorated up. And actually, Jay, if you're this far into the video, let me know which color of these tags you would like, and I will put that into your prize bag also, whether it's the brown, blue, pink, or gray. And I'll throw one of these in also. I had planned on it, I just forgot about it because I've been playing with them. You know how that is, you know, right? Okay, so the other stuff that I got was I got some yarn for my birthday from my sister, and she found these in South Carolina at one of the I don't know if it was an antique shop or it was a junk store or what, but someone had put these in there. They are merino polyamide, 65% merino, 35% polyamide, made in Italy. And it's piccolo print on lana grossa. Let's see, what have we got here? Color 212. Like I said, made in Italy, lana grossa. And I can't even see how much is on here. But I figured these would make some great mittens. This one didn't have the tags on it, but it's the same. There's two of these. And I figured I could make some really nice mittens with this. To have, and I'm getting to the point that I'm about ready to get some mittens out to be able to handle my steering wheel. But thank you very much, Karen, for my Christmas present. I will definitely or my birthday present, I'll put those to good use. Okay, I already did the Queensland one. So when I was at Arkansas Yarn Co., I showed you one of the yarns that I got, but I also got some of her darker side of pretty that the ladies there in the shop dye up. The other one is Lori's colors, and these are the girls' colors. And this is the Royal We in Signature Plush, 80/20 superwash merino nylon, 400 yards to 100 grams. And I just love that purple. And I wanted to give that a try. Then when I was at Knit Unto Others, I got a few things there too. My aunt gave me a little bit of birthday money and I went shopping with some of it. Okay, Seaver fell in love with these guys. And he came home with a Hamilton one, which is attached to his stuff somewhere. He's all over the place with it. But this is the String Doll Gang, the original String Doll Gang, handmade in Thailand. And this is Gordon the Bull. There in the shop, she really likes to, she's on in Main Street. So when you first walk in, there are a lot of gift type items that you can purchase, as well as the yarn shop and everything, because she's on Main Street. And so this is Gordon the Bull. It says, helps you cut through the bull and get straight to the point. Kamabachi.co. Ages 6 and up because of small parts, but he's got a little bell on him, and I just thought he was so cute. A couple of bells on him, actually. So he's going to go on a project bag. And yarn down. Hold. Okay, sorry about that. She had a local dyer there, colored by Christy. And this is Mac and Cheese. Silky sock, 50% superwash merino, 50% silk. And it is so, so soft. I've actually pulled a little bit off of this because I ran out of this gold. This matched close enough, so I have 2 stripes of this in my granny striped tee. Then, but Christy is exclusive to Knit Unto Others, and she's right there in Arkadelphia. Then this is Wonderland Yarns, and they are, where are they out of? It says dyed in the US. I can't remember where they are located, but they're hand dyed by Fabulous Fibers. And this is the Color Burst number 5, an all-night dinner in the middle of nowhere. Pigments of Imagination, Marianne. It is just so soft, and I love that bright color. Lock fingering weight 475 yards to 4 ounces. And I just fell in love. Can't wait to see what I do with that. Then they also had opal yarns, and this was a cotton opal. And so I love opal. I love the striping. Where am I at? There we go. Get the glare off you a little bit. How it self-stripes, and cotton socks are very needed here right now because I still need a little bit of padding for while I'm working. Okay, I think I actually made it through over an hour. Sorry, I may have to cut some of this out in editing. So, with as long as this is, go back, watch a few of my Christmas in Julys if you have any interest. You'll probably find a little bit of something there somewhere that you have an interest in. Coming up, I have the video on our 25th anniversary trip and in Parker County, Texas at the Airbnb. And then next month is DFW Fiber Fest. The following month, October, is the Texas State Fair. And I entered a crochet shawl in it. I'll find out this coming Wednesday, how I did. And I've been told that there are almost an unprecedented number of entries, which is wonderful. The fiber arts community is really coming out. And so let's just see what happens. But I'll have a video attached. I did some recording whenever I dropped it off and everything, and I'll put that all together once I find out whether or not I ribboned or if we need to go pick it up ahead of time. But I'll put that all with the state fair. And follow me on Instagram if you want to know what's happening a little bit faster. So that's it for this month. I will see you in September, just a few weeks away. So it won't be as long, and it won't be as long of a podcast. I will say goodbye. Have a great week, month, and I will see you next time.